When OP meets a girl who just got out of a bad relationship, he promises to make her life better. Unfortunately, though, when her ex comes back into town for a few days, she can't help but meet up with him. To find out how this story ends, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it.
Back in my university days, which was 2 years ago, post-COVID, I was drowning in loneliness. Between the pressures of school and my family issues, I was spiraling into depression, and that's when Fiona walked into my life. With her mesmerizing looks and a body that could make anyone turn their head, she was hard to ignore. But what really drew me in was her passion for painting. Our first conversations were about her artwork, and soon enough, we took a deep dive into our pasts. Fiona's past with her ex was quite haunting, and it was filled with tales of cheating, verbal abuse, and toxicity. Every story she shared with me made me wonder how someone could treat such a gem so poorly, so I made it my mission to show her the love she deserved. Fiona confided in me about her Muslim beliefs and how she felt dirty for being intimate with her ex. So with me, she wanted to wait until marriage, and I respected that. I was so smitten that I even started saving up to meet her parents so we could talk about our future. Fast forward a year, and we'd built something truly special. Our relationship wasn't solely based on attraction or shared interests. It was rooted in trust and transparency. We had this unspoken pact, which was that we wouldn't have any secrets or hidden truths. Every vulnerability, every fear, and every past mistake was laid bare between us. This is what made what came next so jarring. One evening, as we were texting each other, talking about our day, Fiona hesitated for a moment before telling me about the main event. She showed me an email from her ex as he was trying to reach out to her, wanting to meet up and clear the air. He was going to be in town for 5 days as he had to pick up some documents. I remember not caring much because I trusted Fiona with all my heart, and she said to me, "I'm telling you this because I don't want there to be any secrets between us, but I'm going to decline and block him." I nodded, appreciating her openness, thinking that was the end of it. Little did I know, the storm was coming. Days later, Fiona confessed to me that she felt the need to meet up with her ex so she could get closure and make him realize the pain he caused her. I was baffled. Why did she need his apology when she moved on? My confusion turned into anger, and in a heated moment, I told her to go ahead if that's what she wanted. The following 5 days were an agonizing void. The silence between us was thick, almost palpable, and every passing hour felt like a weight pressing down on my chest. My mind raced with 1,000 possibilities, each one more haunting than the last. Was she okay? Did she meet him? Why hadn't she reached out? These were the questions that plagued my mind. On the 5th night, with a heavy heart and a whirlwind of emotions, I decided to break the silence. I sent Fiona a simple message, hoping for some clarity, but what I received in return was a maze of deflections and half-truths. Every response from her seemed designed to shift the blame, to make me question my own feelings and memories. The term gaslighting had never felt so real. As the conversation progressed, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, each revelation more heart-wrenching than the one that came before it. Fiona had met up with her ex, and not only that, but she offered him a place to stay, which was in the very apartment I spent days helping her find and set up. The betrayal stung, but nothing could have prepared me for the final blow. They slept together, the very act she said she was reserving for our future, for our marriage. And she just gave it away to the man she once described with such disdain. She would always say how she wished they had never been intimate. The realization hit me like a tidal wave. The Fiona I thought I knew, the one who spoke of purity and waiting, had gone back to the very man she fled from. The pain was immeasurable, and the trust we had built over the past year was shattered in an instant. The pain was unbearable, and the betrayal was too deep. How could she do this when she claimed to love me? I contemplated revenge, but realized it wasn't worth it. We parted ways, and I haven't heard from her since. Nonetheless, here's the silver lining. Time heals, and I found love again with a beautiful soul who's shown me what true love really is.
My suspicions were raised when OP's partner said she didn't want to be intimate with him and wanted to wait until marriage. Now, this isn't to say that people can't change their mind, and want to try something new. But personally, I think it's very telling if someone doesn't want to be intimate with you. One thing that people need to stop doing is having blind faith in their partner, believing that it's impossible for them to cheat. Also, nothing ever good comes from meeting up with an ex-lover. And as OP said in his story, if she was truly over her ex, she wouldn't have needed to get closure from him after so long. I can only imagine the pain OP felt, though, for his partner to give herself to a man who mistreated her, yet the one who did right by her was denied this level of intimacy. Before we dive into the comments, I'll give you this bit of advice. If your partner's talking about an ex, it doesn't matter if what they're saying is good or bad. It shows that this person still has a hold on them. I've seen many people badmouth ex-lovers, only to end up in bed with them, so don't let negative talk about an ex trick you into believing that their story has come to an end. Anyway, let's see what these Redditors had to say.
Reasonable Lychee says, "Wow, that was a powerful story. I'm sorry you went through that, but you are right. Time healed me too. I'm on month number 2 and I'm barely starting to feel like my old self. Honestly, I felt like I died and came back to life, but I'm not the same person. Even though a little bit of me stayed dead, I'm starting to wake up with some joy, and I'm humbled and thankful for every day that I get to live. So, good for you, and I hope everything works out for you with your new love." Yank Sargent says, "This is the classic nice guy, bad boy scenario. Bad boy takes advantage of girl, the nice guy comes to the rescue, and the girl sees him as a safe and secure bet with the prospects of a better life and stable family. She uses her religion to keep things from going to a more intimate level, and wants to show everyone that she's once again this pure and good girl. She starts a life with the nice guy, and holds on to him through the guise of full transparency. When the bad boy comes back into the picture and shows interest in the girl, she fools herself and the nice guy by being transparent about the situation. The bad boy played with her emotions, and showed her the forbidden pleasures and possibilities that would be waiting if they meet. She decides to meet up with the bad boy and tells her nice guy about it, but when the nice guy gets mad, she uses that as justification to meet up with the bad boy. She meets the bad boy and uses the no contact from her boyfriend as further justification to take it all the way with the bad boy. The nice guy finds out that his girlfriend cheated on him, and his girlfriend blames him for her betrayal. Soon after, the nice guy drops her, and the bad boy leaves town with a smile, knowing he got some easy action, never to be seen again. The nice guy learns his lesson and finds a wonderful woman who places him above all others, including friends. The cheating girl searches for another nice guy, and the cycle for her starts again. You're lucky that you didn't marry her, because you were never her first choice. You were the stable, second to last choice. Deep down, she wanted the bad boy, not you. She lost control of her fake facade and went for her first choice, and in the end, she lost both. Move on with your new love and forget about her. She's the loser in this story."
Yank Sargent hit the nail on the head. Like many of you, I've seen this story play out 1,000,000 times, and even as an adult, I still see it happening, which is a shame. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.